Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're playing MekHQ. And I say MekHQ because we are starting off between missions and I don't know what RNG has in store for us. Mr. McGorilla, to answer your question, how's things? I actually had a real the show must go on moment about 20 minutes ago. I was trying to shift the TV to make a little bit of room, and I broke the TV stand. So I know you guys probably can't tell from the reflection in my glasses, but I'm looking at the TV at a weird angle right now. I hope that doesn't impede anything, but if it does, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Also, sorry about the air conditioning. I've had it pretty warm in here all day, and Gemini likes it cold, so I kind of waited until about 5 o'clock to turn the AC down, and it's still going because I let it get pretty warm. I'll tell you what though, what I can try doing is I can try holding the microphone and see if that works for you guys. See if maybe that helps with the noise or anything like that. My mic. I'm just taking a minute to watch the monitor and see what I can see. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Okay, so last week, okay, it's not too distracting. Okay, well, I'm okay with this for the time being, at least until the AC kicks off, which might be a little bit. I set it on 72 and it's still saying 73, so it's going to be at least a few more minutes, probably several minutes at the minimum. So we've got maintenance on the thumper, which is improving. Not the parts that I want to improve, but I'll take it. We did fix the left arm on the Orion. We're still working on the flamer and the sensors on the Hunter. The leg on the Hunchback is still coming together, so is the cockpit. Susan is still working on that 300 XL engine. Let's see, we've got the Rifleman in, what is that, about 5 or 6 days. We've got the Panther in just over 10. We've got the Warhammer in just under 10. We've got the Rifleman needing its right arm. Loney is working on that, and that's going to be at least another day. Should move to Oz during the American summer. I don't know that that's entirely feasible, to be honest. Also, this isn't even summer. This is like a kind of late spring, maybe. 11 degrees at 9 a.m. Wow. Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? Either way, that sounds cold. 11 degrees Celsius, so that's what, about 40 or 50 degrees Fahrenheit, just off the top of my head. Let's see, a bunch of repairs that we did last week, and then we immediately jumped into our mission, hostile facility, that we captured that facility. It's on track 1, and it's ours now, due to the hard work and good fortune of Tonga Lance. We also picked up some prisoners. Only a couple of them, it looks like, tried to defect to our side. Maybe about 3 of them. Hoser's Ride didn't take any damage. The Stalker took about 34,000 C-bills. The Archer took about 36,000 C-bills worth of damage. The Blackjack took some damage as well. We did salvage the Clint and the Wolfhound that needs a gyro. And Warwolf gained Terrain Master Mountaineer, which is going to improve his ability to move up and down terrain elevations. Also, Dr. Chocolate's gained a point of edge, which I don't remember if I did that on camera or off, but it's definitely going to help her in the infirmary. where she currently has. Yes, a doctor can use Edge. Let me go to the Personnel tab and scroll up to the Doctors, which is below Dependents. Yeah, her Edge trigger currently is she will re-roll a critical fail of a healing check, and that is a thing that happens. As a matter of fact, I think I remember seeing that in Fred Jones's bio. If I could find it real quick, I'll see if I can. No? Okay, not under Fred Jones. Somebody had gotten a wound, and Dr. Chocolates had made it worse because she didn't have Edge. Yeah, for the most part, she does really well. So you get a second chance of gluing a finger back on. And yeah, the heat is about to start here. I give it another month before we're starting to see 100-degree days. So yeah, Fred Jones with 40 XP, which is enough to get quite a few things, but we were saving up for that special ability called Sniper, which costs 60. One thing I thought you might be interested in, so I'll bring it up, Varank, is you might consider a Range Master option as well, or in conjunction with, or independent of the Sniper. What it does is it trades your range bracket penalty with your short range, which is no penalty. So, for example, if you take Range Master long, then you'll have a +4 at short range, +2 at medium as normal, and then a +0 at long range. Or Range Master Extreme, which I honestly didn't know was a thing, but I guess it is because we're using extreme range brackets, would be it would be +6, +2, +4, +0 for the range brackets. So I don't know if you want to maybe take Range Master long. That would reduce your long range bracket fire penalty to 0 at the expense of your close-up ability. Put poor Hoser getting close too often. I do. I'm sorry. Sniper is definitely the more flexible of the two SPAs, in that it just reduces all of your range penalties. So, yeah, Sniper has no downside. The Range Master kind of does, in that it affects your close range bracket. Use laser and mediums at close range, though. Yeah, but if we did go with the Range Master route, then at close range he would be suffering either medium, long, or extreme range penalties. It would only be a benefit at the range that he was specialized in. And yeah, I would say let's save for Sniper. It's only 20 more points. Only 20 more points. We have plenty of people who only have 20 points, including Nairn Limbrick, who's waiting for 40 to become an elite. We've got Wyvern is almost up to 20, which might be a thing that we do. But yeah, we're not going to have too much repairs to do between now and tomorrow. We've got the Clint, which needs a leg and an arm and a side torso, and the center torso is going to be kind of a bear. Hoser never wants to be at close range. Duly noted. We've got Fred Modry can repair the center torso on a 6. Oh, because the Clint is difficult to maintain. That gives them a penalty on every roll pertaining to the mech. I don't know if I want to keep this Clint all of a sudden. Yeah, difficult to maintain is a difficult quirk to work around in a campaign setting. It just basically means that this mech is going to deteriorate over time no matter what I do. So I think Actually, I might want to just sell it. I wonder how much it's worth. Probably not a lot, considering it's got no gyro. The bottom end of... Okay, there it is. It is... It's worth all of 1,000,000 C-bills. I'm Isa. Hi, how's it going? Scrapper for parts, can never have enough spares. Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can turn that into salvage mode and then just sell what's left of the center torso at the end. It's good for XP. We would get a 240 fusion engine out of the deal, a damaged gyro, some actuators, and other parts. I mean, you say we can never have enough spares, and I agree that's true. What we really want spares of right now is going to be the endosteel parts. That's what we're short on. So the Rifleman is waiting on Ediborg for its other arm. The Marauder is waiting on Ediborg to finish its left torso. The Hunchback is going to be a couple days on that left leg. The Clint is kind of low priority since we are salvaging it. The Wolfhound, with its head blown off. Would it blow the head off? I don't remember blowing the head off. I'm thinking that must be a full head ejection situation. We can have Fred Modry do that on a 4, but it's going to take him a little bit of time. Fred Modry has not a lot of time every day. Dang it. Yeah, he only has 120 minutes per day. So that's gonna take like 6 or 7 days at that rate. But yeah, after that we'll have a Wolfhound. I'm gonna go ahead and have him get started on that. The center torso is gonna be quite a while as well. That we can give to, I'm thinking, an elite tech of some kind. The gyro, wait. Oh, the Wolfhound got gyro critted too. I did not realize. That's definitely going to be an elite job. That might even be an Ediborg job. The right torso is a standard right torso, and this one's easy to maintain, so that's only going to be a 6 with the veteran tech. B. How much time does B have? B has full time, so that's going to take her 2 days. I can get started on it today. I'll go ahead and do that. The actuators that we need to salvage out of that left and right arms. We can have Ethan get started on one of those. Have George Valdez get started on the other one. 90 minutes. Actually, we'll have Vernetta get started on the other one. The engine might not be that difficult to work on. We might be able to have a regular, actually. George Valdez, how do you feel about working on an engine? It'll take you a couple of days, but we can do that. Oh, hey, Gribbly, how's it going? I'm glad you could make it. Right now we're just doing some repairs on the mechs that we salvaged last week. Which reminds me, I need to save some tech time tomorrow for the guys that are coming in. So I need to not get ahead of myself too badly. The Clint, even in its stock form, is so difficult to work on. We'll have Kai salvage this armor. We'll have Shoyab salvage this armor and this armor. Yeah, when a regular tech needs to spend ×4 time just to salvage your armor, you're not a good design. We failed the first time, we succeeded the second time. We'll have Denise work on that, and then we've got, I guess Daniel Apty can work on that. More failures equals more experience. It is true that I have it set up to where you do gain experience if you roll a 2, which is, I mean, obviously it's the worst roll possible. If it's possible to break a part, a 2 is going to break that part. The only way you can avoid breaking a part on a 2 is if your target number is 4. So at the cost of breaking parts, I don't like relying on the 2 roll. That's just kind of to soften the blow of breaking a part. What I'd much rather do is salvage it on a 10, which would get me an XP as well, or just successfully completing jobs. Every 20 successes gains you an XP as well. So failures, unless it's on a 2, do not actually gain you any XP at all. Not even a fractional XP. We're gonna go ahead, we'll just make all of these times 4 for now. We'll have, I guess, Shada try to salvage this jump jet, and Dulfikar on this one. 6s aren't too difficult, and I'm not too worried about breaking jump jets. No, it's not any task, it's successful tasks. So yeah, that is important to be aware of. I'm gonna hold off on salvaging the autocannon 5, because that is a full day job for even for a veteran. I'll probably have a veteran do it. Removed XP from failures, successes, and time, and reduced it to 8 jobs per 1 XP. Okay. Different ways of doing it, I guess, for different folks. I've got the failures and successes turned on, and also time, that's 1 per month on a 10+, which doesn't seem to be super reliable, because there have been months where even though I have like 1,000 people in my personnel tab, only like 6 of them will have rolled a 10+. And yeah, I agree. It is nice to be able to play your own style. That's one of the things I love most about MegaMek and MekHQ is that it's so customizable. You can really kind of narrow down the experience that you want to have with this game. Tend to play with longer time scales, so XP per month would scupper that. I wouldn't say I play with longer time scales. Most of my campaigns tend to run, let's say, 3 to 5 years. But I find that having people gain XP just randomly kind of feels natural to me. I do make it harder to gain XP by doing jobs, but I make it easier to gain XP by doing other things like just existing. And honestly, if you asked me to defend that that stance, I would be hard pressed. Makes dependence not useless? Yes, that is one other thing, one other effect it has, is that dependents and children will gain XP as they grow older. Not at a huge rate. I mean, on the 10+, that's, what? 3 out of 36? No, 6 out of 36, so 1 in 6. So you can expect to gain maybe, what, 2 XP per year? Which I don't think is unreasonable. But again, I mean, one of the things I love about this game is that you can play how you want. Just make them green or ultra green at age 19. Well, that works too. And I think might be very close to being done for the day, considering I'm about to run out of tech time. Vernita can replace this armor on a 5+, but not until tomorrow. We'll replace all of these at ×4. And I think, let's see, Alexandru can start on this armor. That'll only cost him 5 minutes tomorrow. Cost him 20 minutes tomorrow. And that'll cost him, what, 166 minutes tomorrow? That's fine. Is there anything else I need to worry about before tomorrow? We've got the infirmary sorted out, the repair bay is maxed out, we've got a lower arm actuator that we could be repairing. Elizabeth, hey, can knock that out on a 5+, and that appears to have been successful. The Clint, I'm not worried about maintaining. The Wolfhound, I kind of am. So I want to set extra maintenance time. We'll do a regular at ×3 because it is easy to maintain. We will assign a tech, a regular. That'll be Kostya. I don't think she's doing anything tomorrow. That leaves the Hunter and the Clint. And we will advance the day. Yes, I know we have unmaintained units. Wait, what? Oh my goodness, 4 new scenarios, including one of them today, two of them today, one of them tomorrow, and one the next day. Oh Jesus, right. Maintenance on the Vedette, maintenance on the Saracen, not worried about that. Maintenance on the Blackjack, I'd like to take a peek. That's kind of improving. Maintenance on the Stalker, also improving, love to see that. At least it isn't boring. Maybe I'm just weird, but I like to play on easy mode sometimes just to enjoy playing the game. Yeah, 4 battles over the next 3 days, and we are not combat ready. The Rifleman is missing arms. The Stalker, the Archer, and the Blackjack are all damaged. The Marauder needs its engine put back in. Hadde van den Uden is going to be out with a concussion for another 9 days. This is going to be rough. We did fix the 300 XL engine. The vehicles might get use. We might actually, depending. We got the right arm on the Rifleman. We got the engine for the Marauder fixed. Failed to get the jump jet out of the Clint. That's fine. A couple things are going to be until tomorrow on the Clint and the Wolfhound. Failed to fix the armor on the Wolfhound. That's fine. Twice. The Rifleman's going to be 5 days. The Panther's going to be less than 10. The Warhammer's going to be somewhere in between. So let me check out the briefing room and check and see. And yes, those really are 11, 11, 12, and 13. So we have 2 missions that we need to worry about today. Is there anything on the campaign state? We've got hostile force detected here. Scenario capture, which is this one today. And then what do we got on track 0? We've got 3 hostile forces detected. We've got convoy attack, we've got pursuit, and we've got diversion. Pursuit and diversion aren't until tomorrow and the next day, but convoy attack is today. On the plus side, it does look like they are suited more for smaller lances. I mean, this is a lance of light tanks and some primitive industrial mechs. We are supposed to be bringing our medium field gunners. Okay. So that was convoy attack, that was on track 1. That was medium field gunners. And let's see if we can throw in... How about Tonga Lance? No, Tonga Lance is still recovering. Mariana Lance sends the Rifleman, maybe? I mean, it's not giving me options for like the light tank forces or anything like that. So we've got the medium field gunners, which is 3 10s and a 5. We've got an attached ally, which is a 6/6 pilot and a Thunderbolt, which is kind of crappy. We've got a Griffin 1S and a Griffin 1N, a pair of Enforcer 4Rs, an Ost Scout, a Javelin, a Wasp, and a Hunter. That's designated target Goblin medium tank and a foot platoon. And unknown hostiles. Man, we have really been hitting the unknown hostiles hard this week. They're in a Pack Rat, a Phoenix Hawk, a Vedette, a Clint, a Griffin 1N, and some ballistic rifle foot platoons. I'm thinking our medium field gunners only have to hold out until reinforcements arrive. I would like a Lucian Lance to reinforce if I can, because they are fast. But it will not let me, I think because they're in the scout role. So let me try changing that. Fight. I know it's kind of gamey, but okay, there's a Lucian Lance with an injured crew on the Spider. We will go ahead and commit that. And hopefully that makes this battle super easy, because honestly, the forces we're up against are not that heavy. I mean, oh wait, this one's 8,000. Pair of Griffins, a 1/3 and a Griffin. Oh wow, I didn't see that before. 3/5 and an Enforcer, a 3/4 and a Javelin. A Lucian Lance might actually be up to their neck. Harivand and Uden with a 3/5 piloting right now because of his concussion and down a wound as well. Let's see the convoy attack. Shall we go ahead and deploy for that as well? Have Mariana Lance do that, with the Rifleman hanging behind. Oh, there it is up at the top. We will temporarily remove him from the TO and E. And we'll hold off on reinforcing for now. We've got 3 units on the convoy attack, which only spawns 2,700 BV worth of enemies. We have an attached ally, a 5/5 and a Wolverine 6R. This should be a piece of cake. So think I'm going to start with that one because I feel like it can go really quickly. We do have one reroll. This is in a Badlands Heavy Crater map, 40 by 40. It is Dusk Dawn, which is going to limit mobility, or no, visibility, which I think I'm okay with. Actually, no, we're gonna re-roll that. We're gonna make it daylight. Before I forget, yeah. No, not map settings, planetary conditions. We want daylight. And we are going to annihilate some fools. We've got the Atlas, which has, I think that means the auto eject is disabled for those mechs because they have case. Let me sort by battle value. We've got the convoy, the primary out for the galleon with the 2-3 pilot and an SPA. Natural aptitude piloting, swamp beast, and weapon specialist. What are you specialized in? Medium pulse lasers. Okay, so those are going to be super accurate. So the galleon is the big bad, followed by the Pegasus, followed by the Uni cargo mech. Okay, nothing too nasty there. We're deploying to the southwest, they're deploying to the north. We've won initiative for the deployment phase. Let me go ahead and I will turn back on isometric view just to get those lovely raised hills that we enjoy. Alright, we'll start with the Banshee, who can start here. Okay, the AC just kicked off, so I'm going to set down the microphone, hopefully without making too much noise for you guys. And just in time because I need to shift click, get Petra facing the direction I want her facing. We've got Earl in the Atlas. He'll start here. I'm thinking, oh wow, they have started deploying already, and we've got a Scimitar, a Dig King, the Uni, the Flatbed, the Pegasus, the Galleon, and the Jabberwocky all lining up there. We'll have the Wolverine, which is our most mobile platform. He's going to start over here, and he's going to make a beeline for the right side of this map and try to hold back the Jabberwocky and these guys as best he can. And then the Archer, which is a 5-8 with no jump jets. Maybe start here and trek this way as well. Yeah, this might be a little bit difficult, mainly just on the virtue of the fact that they outnumber me so badly. We do have them badly beaten on the battle value front. When you try to capture or destroy the convoy, you could use the support points for the rest of the mission. I would love to pick up some support points. I need some ultra autocannons to put on the riflemen. So I will be trying to kill the escorts as much as possible. I will be trying to engage as soon as possible. So I'll be moving forward at top speed for the time being. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. We have eyes on anyone in range. Nope, they're not in autocannon range yet. They are not in PPC range either. They might be in LRM range. The Scimitar, we've got him on 13. That's not going to happen. No one else is in range of the LRMs. And the Archer, we will go range high-low for now. And my mouse pad is being super lame. Alright, no one's building up any heat yet. The convoy is the mechs, it looks like, so we basically just need to worry about avoiding killing the mechs. We've won initiative going into round 2, and everyone's still at 100% battle value. The Wolverine will advance to here, where he's got eyes on... Well, we want to save the Jabberwocky and the Cargo Mech and the Dig King, and I think the Harvester Ant. Maybe we'll have eyes on the Galleon after he moves. And again, maybe not. Oh, that was the Pegasus. And we do have eyes on the Pegasus at least. Earl will continue advancing, I think, at a walk this turn to try to maybe catch someone with his LRMs. He is not going to have eyes on the Cargo Mech. Fine, because we're not trying to kill the Cargo Mech. We're trying to capture it. Petra will run. Her visibility is severely hampered by that hill in front of her. We'll maybe take a shot with her next turn. Let's see, that's 6 hexes. We'll go... We'll go to there. Start heading northwards. Over here we've got the Galleon on a 14. We've got the Pegasus on a 16. And that appears to be everyone that's in range. Petra with the PPCs has the Uni in range, but no one else. Earl, likewise, does not appear to have anyone in range except for the Scorpion on a 10. We'll go ahead and throw some ammo at that. And of course, Wyvern with the SRMs has no one in range yet. We missed on a 10, we got a 4, that's fine. Everyone's still at 0 heat. Everyone's still at 100% because no one's taken any damage yet. Let's see, the Wolverine moves 6 hexes and get to there, where it's got good eyes on pretty much everywhere the Galleon can go, so I'll take that move. Petra will have another round where she can't see anyone unless I go here or something. In which case I can see the Dig King and the Uni, which I'm not really worried about, honestly. I've got eyes on the Scorpion as well at extreme range. That is not in sensor range, 21 hexes. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and move there, like so. Earl. Can Earl just move forwards and keep an eye on the Scorpion at 2 hexes at a walk? Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to nail that Scorpion again. Wyvern can move 5 hexes and finally get to extreme range with the Pegasus. Let's see, the Wolverine at the Pegasus on 12s, or the Galleon on 13s. I will take 12. Yeah, Wyvern with his SRMs, I'm expecting him to just annihilate all of the bad guys, all of the tanks. We've got the Dig King on 7s, but we kind of want to preserve that. We've got the Scorpion on 12s. Everything with a 0 or +1 modifier is something I'm actually trying to preserve. So we'll take the 12s. And my girl is fussing at me. And I don't know why. So we'll go cluster. We'll go LRMs at the Scorpion on an 11, and then the LBX on a 10. Wyvern at the Galleon on 10s. We'll go ahead and throw a round at that. And let me go see real quick what my cat is fussing for. She might need something. Nope. She was just being fussy because she wanted to be out. She's not going out right now, though. Okay, so the Scorpion hit the Atlas in the left torso at extreme range for 3 points. The Atlas at the Scorpion hit with 3 pellets to the front and turret, costing it a movement point. The Galleon at Wyvern on a 12 hits him in the right torso for 4. And Wyvern at the Galleon hits it in the left side twice. 2 more times, costing it a movement point. That's fine. So we've got Wyvern at 2 heat, everyone else is running cool. And we continue to win initiative. Man, we've been getting really lucky with the initiative the last couple of missions. We're not interested in the Jabberwocky. The Pegasus is our next target, I think. We can be modestly evasive at a run here. That gives us a good field of vision. Petra does not want to kill the Dig King. Would like to kill the Scorpion or the Scimitar. Earl does not have eyes on anyone from here. That mountain is just kind of in the way. You know, we'll go ahead and run for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is just barely within medium range. If we stand still, we should be able to just pick that Pegasus apart. If not the Galleon. The Galleon has 2 evasions, so does the Pegasus. I think we're going for the Pegasus. Let's start with the big guns. That's going to be Petra, and she is not shooting at the Dig King, no matter how tempting that target is. We've got the Scimitar on 13s. We've got the Galleon on 11s. Everything else is not something I want to shoot, so that'll be 11s. And we'll go cluster munitions to make that a 10, and hopefully we'll scatter some damage to the treads or something. Let's see. The next biggest guns are going to be on Atlas, who has eyes on absolutely nobody. The Wolverine has the Pegasus on 10s and 9s, or the Galleon on 9s and 11s. That's going to be the Pegasus on 10s and 9s. Need to twist to face him. And of course, Wyvern at the Galleon on 6s versus the Pegasus on 4s. We'll go for the Galleon because I feel like it has more armor. It has 30, 20, 20, 30 on the turret. 30, 20, 20, 30 on the turret. SRMs. Medium lasers. Multi-target? Yeah, we could do that. We could shoot 5 at the Galleon on 6s. And then the secondary targeting modifier gives us 5s on the Pegasus. We'll do the other 5s there. And hopefully we can score 2 kills. The Scorpion missing the Wolverine on a 12, the Banshee missing on 11s and 10s, the Scimitar missing on a 10, the Galleon on a 5 hits Wolverine in the right arm for 6 with a pulse laser. Our Wolverine at the Pegasus scores a hit on the left side of the Pegasus, costing it half its movement points. Harvester Ant missing with its LRM-5s, the Pegasus landing 4 SRMs on the Wolverine to the center torso and the left side limbs. Archer at the Galleon, landing all kinds of SRMs to the turret, the left side, and the front, costing it half of its movement points twice. And immobilizing the Galleon multiple times. And then at the Pegasus, we hit it in the front, we hit it in the turret, and we hit it in the front some more, but we did not disable it. And that's the Harvester Ant at 2 heat and the Wyvern's Archer at 2 heat. Both immobilized. Wait, did I miss that? The Pegasus... Oh, yeah, no, the Pegasus got immobilized. I did not even... Okay, nice. Yeah, I thought that was the Galleon twice. So yeah. That was a pair of mobility kills for Wyvern. They're down to 59.8% of the primary op4. We're down to 99% of our forces. We have, however, lost initiative. Which is fine, I guess. I definitely want to have Earl get eyes on something over here to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's... no, I'd rather be here for 5 movement points. The Banshee is not trying to interact with the Dig King or the Uni. We want the Scimitar and the Scorpion. The Galleon and the Pegasus are a done deal. We'll go ahead and run 3 hexes. No, there's no need to run. We will walk. We're not worried about being evasive because they have very little in the way of guns against us. The Wolverine will run up on the Galleon. Actually, Wyvern might just stand still and do that again. Maybe putting more on the Pegasus because it didn't take that much last turn. Alright, the Wolverine at the flatbed truck on a 12. Sure, we'll do that. Petra at the Scorpion or the flatbed truck. We've got the flatbed truck on 11s. I don't think I want to waste... Well, on a 10, that's worth wasting some ammo. Earl has the flatbed. Oh, the flatbed is part of the convoy? I thought the 4 mechs were part of the convoy. The Jabberwocky, the Harvester Ant, the Uni, and the Dig King. Let me double check that. The primary op4 is the Pegasus, the Galleon, the Scimitar, and the Scorpion. No, there is a convoy of 5. I stand corrected. So that's 5 support points on the field. And we don't have eyes on the Scorpion. That sucks. Alright, so that's gonna be 5 at the Galleon and 5 at the Pegasus. All of them guaranteed to hit. Putting us at 2 heat over, which is fine. Alright, the Wolverine misses the flatbed, the Scorpion misses the Wolverine. Banshee, Petra missing on 10s and 11s at the flatbed truck, which is fine. Our Wyvern at the Galleon hits it in the front, hits it in the turret, and the front some more, and destroying the Galleon. And at the Pegasus, we hit it in the turret, the front, the left side. The left side, the front is down to 2 armor now. The front is down to 0 armor. And that's a double kill for Wyvern. The Harvester Ant landing 7 LRMs on Wyvern's center torso and left arm. Okay, what does the battle value look like now? Because I'm pretty sure they were gonna bail if the primary op4 dropped below 50%. Let me just double check. I don't want to be accused of cheating or anything. The convoy will surrender if 50% of the escorts are destroyed or routed. We have accomplished that. We will go ahead and we will declare victory. And that's going to be 5 support points, which is absolutely fantastic. Wait. I forgot to hit enter, so that's going to be victory and then an enter. Everyone, okay. Team 1 has achieved victory conditions, good deal. Always save the salvage just in case. The Wolverine got no kills, the Scimitar, the Scorpion, the Dig King, the Jabberwocky, no one got any kills except for Wyvern got 2. Yeah, I'm gonna say we controlled the battlefield. No one took any significant damage. No one got injured. The Pegasus and the Galleons were the only ones that didn't escape. No, the convoy surrendered. Not that we want to salvage any of that stuff, I don't think. I mean, we're not interested in an aggro mech or maybe a cargo mech. That's gonna be about it. And that's just for fluff purposes. I'd rather save the salvage for something that we want. Did we capture anyone? No. Did we kill anyone? No. Frederick Wyvern French with the 2 kills. And we captured all of these guys. Okay, so that means we can convert support points to bonus point parts, and that means that we can go to purchase parts, just type in ultra, that's all we need, and we can use 2 bonus parts for that. Might even use a 3rd considering we've still got 3 support points. So that was a real quick and easy mission. Next is the capture mission, where we are trying to capture the designated target by disabling their unit and routing their escorts, or by forcing an ejection and picking up the ejected individual. The captured target must remain alive and cannot be allowed to escape the battlefield. Reinforcement delay reduction, improved coordination from the early warning center allows friendly reinforcements to deploy quicker. I'm not sure how much quicker. The employer's liaison will deploy alongside us, keep them alive. Unidentified ground forces have been detected in the area. Bad intel air. Recon underestimated enemy strength and additional enemy units are present. Okay, so alright, we have 3 objectives. Capture the designated target, keep the Thunderbolt alive, and preserve half of our forces. The designated target is a Goblin and a Foot Platoon. Can we even capture a Foot Platoon, or are they just going to keep fighting?
I'm gonna try my luck and I'm gonna re-roll this pitch black condition, and that gives us daylight with light rain. Okay, much better. Primary op 4 is again a pair of griffins, a pair of enforcers, an Ost Scout, a javelin, and a wasp, with a hunter for kicks. We've got unknown hostiles, a phoenix hawk, Clint, a griffin, and some tanks. I'd ignore the infantry target, seems buggy. Yeah, and light rain, no, light rain's not bad. We do have additional op 4 in the form of 3 pairs of aircraft. Stuka, Eagle, Sadlitz, Sholigar, Lucifer, and Lightning. Lightning G15. Yep, that's the one with the autocannon 20. And a 1-2 and a Lucifer, which has a pair of large lasers and some smalls and a medium. So that's going to be Illusion Lance, including Hadi, and the medium field gunners, mostly autocannon 10s. That's going to be our second mission of the day. Yeah, so the Cronus, the Wolverine, and the Quick Draw, and the Spider are all arriving on round 8. Round 4, they must have a speed of 8. No, the Spider has a speed of 9. So that automatically should be around 3. Slowest mech among us is a speed 6. +1 for strategy is 7. +1, I guess, for the command center. The early warning thingy. Yeah. I think that gives us 1 extra round. Because it would have been round 5 without it, based on just the speed and strategy that we have available. We've got unknown hostiles again. We can give them. I don't want to give them red. I don't want to give them blue. Maybe tan. No, that still looks too red. Blue, maybe? Yeah, I think. Yeah, that blue is not going to be getting confused. Durangle's Rangers. Let me see. Durangle's. Okay. Yeah, like a dark gray. That works for me. I hate to ask. I know I interrupted the stream a little bit ago to check on the cat, but can you guys give me just 1 minute? I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, and I appreciate you guys' patience. Alright, so I think we're ready to rock. It looks like we're deploying at the south, the primary OP4 and the designated target are deploying in the north. The aircraft and the unknown hostiles are deploying on the west and the southwest, so we want to probably deploy on the southeast kind of area. Yeah, I think the aircraft are deploying on round one. It looks like, as are the the unknown enemies. Yeah, we've used our one reroll. There's not much else we can do. We'll be deploying not before the unknown hostiles, but definitely before Team 2. And there is not a lot of cover. There is, in fact, no cover. No rough ground, no rubble, no trees, no water. Do infantry get partial cover? No. They either get cover or they don't. Partial cover only applies to units that are at least 2 levels tall, like Max. Might have these guys follow this road up into this area and camp out in one of those buildings. Yeah, we're definitely camping this one out. And the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt will deploy here, I suppose. Alright, we've got units deploying on round 4 in the northwest, so we can do a really cool pincher maneuver when they arrive. Field gunners will move. These field gunners will also move. And the Thunderbolt will also move. Oh, damn. We're about to lose some field gunners. Because I strongly suspect that they're about to get the crap bombed out of them from these enemy aircraft that just showed up out of nowhere. They're trying to fire. We've got nothing with the autocannons because we moved. On the plus side, payroll reduction. I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it. And the Thunderbolt, which can attack and move, has them on 10s with the large laser. We'll go ahead and shoot at the Stuka because why not? It's not like we're gonna hit anyways. Lucifer killed 4 guys, 8 guys. Wow, just small lasers just chewing us up. Even though, now the small laser has a range of 3 hexes, but I'm like 99% sure that our handguns, which I believe also have a range of 3 hexes, would not have been able to hit him. Seidlitz hits the Thunderbolt in the right arm and the head. And the left leg critical on a heat sink. The Eagle hits the field gunners and destroys them. The Stuka at the Thunderbolt hits him in the right leg and the right arm and the center torso with large lasers. And 12 LRMs to the right and center torsos. The Griffin missing the Vedette. The Griffin hitting the Thunderbolt in the right arm and going internal. Missing with the LRMs. And the Thunderbolt missing on 10s. The Thunderbolt Took 60 plus damage, needs a 9 plus, gets a 6, so he falls, takes 7 damage to the right leg and right arm, which is about to fall off. Needs a 9 to avoid damage, gets a 6, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 5, so he's just barely still in the fight. Only good thing is, these guys are in a position where they have to fly off the map next turn. That's literally the only good thing about what they did, is that I don't have to deal with them for a couple of turns. Going into round 2, we have 1 initiative, for what that's worth. We're at 95% of our forces. The Op-4 aircraft are at 99% of theirs. Oof. Thinking the field gunners are going to stand still. These guys are going to stand still, and I think these guys are going to stand still, just in case they are able to get a shot off. The Thunderbolt would like to run enough hexes to be moderately evasive. Needs a 6 to get up, rolls a 4. Takes 7 damage to the left leg and left arm. Needs a 6 to avoid damage, gets a 4. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 3. Okay, so the Thunderbolt is gonna die. Everyone flies off the map, as expected. It's a bad Thunderbolt day. We've got eyes on the Javelin on 12, so we'll take it. We've got eyes on nobody. We've got eyes on nobody. And the Thunderbolt, obviously being unconscious, the attacker's in no condition to fire weapons. Alright, so 2 SRMs hit with 4 missiles to the left and right arm, almost destroying that right arm. They're getting lucky with that. And then the Thunderbolt takes another 19 to the right arm and 10 to the right arm, transfers 9 to the right torso. Don't know where that 10 damage came from, but it doesn't really matter. Our left arm is down to 10 as well. Javelin is at 4 heat, so at least he won't be able to continue at this pace. Round 3, we're going to chill for another 10 seconds. At least those guys are. The Griffin is coming in for a kill. Alright, we'll have reinforcements next turn, but until then, it's just a matter of trying not to die. We've got the Griffin on 12s. I don't know where the Javelin went, probably closing in on us. We've got no shots there. The Thunderbolt is about to get hit with a PPC and some LRMs. The Thunderbolt taking all kinds of SRMs to the right torso, left torso, right torso, left leg, center torso. Okay, the field gunners hit the Griffin, or missed the Griffin on 12s, and the Thunderbolt takes another random 10 damage to the right torso, which hits him in the SRM2 ammo and explodes the Thunderbolt. So that is one of our objectives failed already. Okay, the Griffin is now at 11 heat, so at least he won't be able to continue doing that for long. We've got aircraft coming back on round 5. We've got our forces deploying now. We've got the Cronus, the Wolverine, and the Quick Draw, and the Spider. We'll have the Cronus spawn in behind the Griffin. Oh, wow, that gives us eyes on a lot of things. Oh, there is some fighting going on over here that I do not want to be a part of. We've got the Wolverine. We'll spawn in behind Stiletto. Quick Draw. right there. And the spider, I guess, right there. God bless the pirates distracting them. Indeed. Our field gunners are going to stand still. What's left of the field gunners, anyway. In case they need to, bust out their guns. We've got an enforcer coming in close. He jumped 4 for a TMM of 2. He's got an autocannon 10 and a large laser. Let's see if we can't outgun him at close range. The Wolverine will likewise close on the enforcer into melee range. Pirates just weren't fast enough to save the Thunderbolt. Yeah, that would have been nice. Go ahead and jump to here, just to keep the evasion nice and high. Spider, of course, is going to be trying to come over this way. We'll face that way for now, just to hit the enforcer a little bit. No checks during the movement phase. Autocannon 5 field gunners at the Griffin on 10s. We'll take those odds. The autocannon 10s also on 10s. And the other autocannon 10s still on 10s. Maybe we'll get lucky and hit with something. Stiletto at the enforcer on 5s. We've got the ER large, 3 medium pulses, and the SRMs. How much of this can we fire in one turn? All of it. The Wolverine has the LB-10X on 7s. 7s and 5s, and we will unleash everything on him. The quick draw at the enforcer also on 7s. That's going to be 7s and 9s. We'll skip one of the mediums. Try to get some SRMs on him to go 2 over. Oh, the goblin is the capture target. I forgot about that. Yeah. So we need to keep him alive. Him and the infantry. We've got him on 8s, and that's heat neutral. No, we'll throw in a 12 just to build up 1 point of heat. Alright, the pack rat hits the enforcer in the center torso, left torso, and right arm with 4 SRMs. The field gunners at the Griffin hits him in the right arm with an autocannon 5. Can tank pilots eject? How are you going to actually capture them? Do you need to make it eject? How does capture work? I'm actually not 100% sure if the rules that I'm playing with right now allow crews to abandon their vehicles. I might just have to destroy all of the escorts and just call it captured. We'll play it by ear. Field gunners hit the Griffin in the head for 10, leaving it with 2 structure, forcing his first consciousness check. The unknown hostile Clint at the enforcer hits him with 2 medium lasers to the left and right legs. Enforcer hits the Cronus in the right arm with the autocannon 10 on a 9. Ouch. The other enforcer hits the enemy Phoenix Hawk in the right torso with an autocannon 10, which blows off his right arm and transfers to the center torso. Stiletto at the enforcer, missing with the large laser, but hitting the medium pulses to the left leg, left torso, and right torso, down to 14 and 11 in those locations, missing with the SRMs. Vedette at the enforcer, not the one I'm shooting at, hitting him in the right leg. The enemy Griffin at the Vedette hits him in the right side, down to 3 structure there. The Griffin landing, killing 8 dudes from the field gunners with his LRMs. The Wolverine at the enforcer hits him in the right leg with the autocannon 10 and a medium pulse laser. Medium pulse lasers also to the sorry, a medium pulse laser to the left arm, medium lasers also to the right arm times 2, and 3 SRMs to the right leg, right arm, and center torso. Right leg and right arm are both down to 2 armor. The enemy Phoenix Hawk at the Enforcer I haven't been shooting at, it crits him in the autocannon 10 ammo and explodes the Enforcer. The quick draw at the Enforcer I have been shooting at hits him in the with the large laser to the center torso, and 6 SRMs scattered about, leaving the right arm with 0 armor. Griffin at the Ost Scout missing on a with a 2. The Goblin at the Cronus hits her in the right leg for 8, down to 18 armor. And the Spider at the Enforcer hitting him in the left arm and left leg with medium lasers. Enforcer needs an 8 for taking 80 plus damage. Wow. Takes 5 to the right arm, critting on his lower arm. Needs an 8 to avoid damage, gets a 7. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 4. And we will, I guess we don't have any options except to punch him with the left arm on a 4 using the rear table. The Spider will not be punching anything. We punched him in the center torso rear, which crits on his gyro. And then the Griffin 1N is punching at the Griffin 1S on a 10 and missing. I feel like that Enforcer only took limb damage. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, his right torso took a bit of a beating, but it's mainly that right arm, the left arm, the right leg. Yeah, he got off pretty light, I would say. Yeah, that could have been a lot different if I had concentrated fire on like his right torso, or I don't know, a couple good hits on his head would have been nice too. All right. Okay, the unknown hostiles picked up pilot Corian Yvette from the Federated Commonwealth. The unknown hostiles are at 4 and 5 heat. The Federated Commonwealth are at 7 and 8 with the Griffins and 3 with the Enforcer. All of our boys are at 1 and 2 or less. We're at 85.5% roughly. The primary outfor is at 75%. Designated target hasn't been wounded. The unknown hostiles are at 76% of theirs, and the aircraft are at 99% of theirs. We have 1 initiative because we have a +6 to our initiative. Jeez. You know, we can expect to win initiative a lot this match, I think, with a +6. The field gunners will be standing still so they can use their field guns. Speeder. Be jumping over to here, I think, where he can shoot the Griffin in the back, mayhaps. Stiletto is going to get away from the lightning, away from the Sholigar, down here to where the Griffin is, +2 evasion. Let's see, the Enforcer ran 0 hexes for a TMM of 0. I will have our Wolverine get up on the ledge behind him. I'll have the quick draw traveling this way. And a lot of aircraft moving as well. Let's see, the Enforcer needs a 7 to get up, gets a 3, takes 5 to the left leg, hurts the pilot, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets an 8. Needs a 9 to get up, now he's sprinting, rolls a 7. Would have worked if he hadn't been sprinting. Takes 5 to the right torso, leaving him with 0 armor. Needs a 9 to avoid hurting the pilot. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets the 7. The Enforcer makes a 3rd attempt to get up. needs a 7, gets a 5, falls on his right torso, and crits on his autocannon 10 ammo. So yeah, so much for getting a kill on the Enforcer. Between the ammunition, between the failed falls, or the failed standing attempts, the ammunition explosion, and 1 point from ejecting badly, it's enough to kill the pilot. And the Enforcer is, well, I guess I didn't need to keep the Wolverine there. Wolverine is getting, looks like double teamed by Lucifer 137 and the Eagle. What else is in this hex? And the Sadelets. All on 6s. Except the Lucifer. The Eagle and the Sadelets. Which one of those do I want to take out? Eagle has 2 PPCs and 4 mediums. The Sadelets has 32 armor. Eagle is the bigger threat. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But would it be easier to take out the Sadelets? We'll go for the Eagle on 6s. On 6s and out of range, and 10s. The field gunners at the Griffin on 10s. Man, those guys just cannot do any better than 10, can they? These guys on 9s, or A9. And these guys also on 9s. At least they haven't been hurt, so they can fire twice. I have slugs or buckshot in the LBX. I have some of both. The Wolverine is, I believe, firing standard shot right now. The LBX would have possibly be easier to hit with, but I don't know. I don't know if I made the right choice. We've got the Griffin in the back on a 9. And a 13. We're not going to waste ammo on a 13. Quick draw into the back of... Is it the back? No, it's the left side on a 12. And the Spider into the back of the Griffin on 13s. Or the Javelin on 14s. Okay, all of the enemy fighters lose altitude from weapon attacks. The lightning hits the Griffin in the right torso, with the autocannon 20, medium lasers to the arms. The Lucifer hits our Wolverine in the right arm and right leg with large lasers. Small lasers to the right arm and left arm. Small lasers to the left torso and right leg. Not too bad. Our Wolverine at the enemy Eagle hit him in the right wing, critting on a heat sink. Medium lasers to the right wing and nose. Man, he's got a lot of armor. 80 on the front, down to 75. The field gunners hit the Griffin in the left arm for 5. The Javelin kills 12 troopers. The field gunners hit the Griffin in the right torso for 10. The SRM foot platoon hits the Wolverine in the right torso, rear, and the left arm. The Sadelets hits the Wolverine in the right and left torso and the left arm. The Eagle with the PPCs hits the Wolverine in the center torso and the right arm, almost getting the crit. Would have hit the ammunition, but we used edge twice to reroll that to the upper arm actuator. Leaving us with 0 edge, and also 0 armor on a location with ammunition in it. The Cronus missing the Griffin on a 9, the Stuka at the Clint missing with the first large laser, hitting with the 2 other large lasers to the center torso and left leg, and the LRM-20 connects, but we don't know how solidly. Griffin at the field gunners hits 8 more guys, leaving them with 8 guys. Ash needs a 12 and misses. The Goblin at the Wolverine hits him in the right leg with a machine gun, down to 13 armor there. Our Wolverine needs a 6 to stay standing, gets a 7. And the Javelin kicks 2 of our guys to death. The Eagle needs a 7 to stay in control, gets a 10. Primary out force down to 62%. Our main force is down to 81%. Designated target is still at full health. Unknown hostiles are at 59%. Aircraft are at still 10,000 out of 10,000 points. So I'm thinking maybe I could have done things differently in the deployment phase. I don't know. I don't know what I could have done differently that would have saved more guys. But I'm going to close on this Griffin at utmost speed. The quick draw is also going to book it. He's going to make it 7 hexes, actually. The spider cannot quite get in the Griffin's back except in this hex. Might be easier just to get in small laser range maybe on the left side. How's his left side looking? Not too bad. His legs are still strong, his torso is still strong. His arms, he's not worried about his left arm. That's a shield arm. Time to flee, I think. Not worth the damage. It's just those pesky aircraft. I mean, we haven't taken that much damage except to the Wolverine. The field gunners obviously are getting chewed up pretty badly, but I mean, there's no cover for them. All the aircraft have flown off the map. Sorry, I saw flees the battlefield and then flies off the map. The Vedette flees the battlefield, the Phoenix Hawk flees the battlefield. It takes pilot Corian Yvette with it. Okay, the Lightning is coming in for a pass at the Wolverine. And he needs 8s with the autocannon 20. Well, that's no good. We've got him on an 8 and 9s. Oh man, it's gonna really hurt if he hits with that autocannon 20. Let's see, we've got the Javelin on 7s. We'll go ahead and take those shots. We've got the Javelin on 6s with that guy. The Cronus at the Griffin on 8s or the Javelin on 7s. We'll go for the Griffin on 8s. And a 12. We'll throw that in. These field gunners have barely anyone left, but they can still hit with their auto rifles. The quick draw. Might as well take a shot at the Javelin. And not much else. And the Spider at the Griffin on 7s. Or the Javelin on 8s. We'll go for the Griffin on 7s. And we will shoot everything and on 8s and 9s. Okay, the Lightning missed with the autocannon, landed the medium laser to the right arm, down to 1 structure there, and critting on his LBX. Medium laser to the left leg as well. And I'm beginning to agree with Imaisa. Thinking maybe we should get out of here while we can. Javelin landing all 12 missiles on the field gunners, leaving them with 4 guys. The Wolverine missing on 8s and 9s. Field gunners with the javelin hit him in the right torso, the center torso, and right arm. Center torso and left torso, excuse me. Autocannon 10 to the left leg. The Cronus at the Griffin hits him in the left torso down to 12 armor. The Griffin at the Wolverine hits him with just enough damage to destroy that right arm. Daggone. That's annoying and frustrating. I was hoping to repair that LB-10X. The Goblin missing on an 8, the Field Gunner's missing on an 8, the Quick Draw missing on a 10, the Spider on 7s, landing 1 out of 5 shots to the center torso of the Griffin. The Javelin needs a 5 to stay standing, gets a 6. Yeah, let's get out of here. We're at 76% of our forces. They're at 60% of theirs. The unknown hostiles are down to 2 units. The aircraft are still at 99%. The field gunners are going to flee. These guys are going to move to where they can flee. These guys are going to flee. Stiletto will get to medium laser range from the Javelin. The Wolverine will get to 6 hexes from the Javelin, which is kind of medium range. It needs a 3 to not fall down, and the Quick Draw will maybe take some shots at the Griffin. As will the Spider. We'll shoot him in the back. Lightning has flown off the map. Wolverine needed a 3, got a 6. Our field gunners have fled as well. Alright. So the field gunners at the Griffin. No. We've got the Griffin on 8s, we've got the Javelin on 6s. We'll fire at the Javelin. One last hurrah before they die. Because that Javelin is about to kill like 24 of them with his missiles. The Cronus at the Javelin on 5s. That's going to be literally everything to put us 3 over. The Wolverine at the Javelin on 8s. With everything, and that puts us at 2 under. The Quick Draw at the Griffin on 8s as well. That's going to be 8s and 10s. Ouch. We'll go 2 over for that. And the Spider into the back of the Griffin on 5s with everything. Alright, so the Javelin kills the troopers, as predicted. The field gunners hit the Javelin in the center and left torso, and the right torso critical. Cronus at the Javelin hits him in the right arm, destroying it and transferring it into the right torso. Medium pulses to the right leg, critting on his upper leg, leaving him with 3 structure. The Wolverine at the Javelin hits him in the center torso, double critting on his gyro. Hits him in the right leg, destroying it and transferring it to the right torso. Medium laser to the right torso, leaving him with 3 structure, and 3 SRMs to the left arm and right torso. If he falls and kills himself, I'm going to give that to the Wolverine. The Griffin at the Wolverine hits him in the right arm with the PPC, or where the right arm was, transferring into the right torso. And then following that with 8 LRMs to the right torso and left arm, going internal. Goblin missing the Wolverine on a 10. The Quick Draw at the Griffin hits him in the center torso with the large laser, down to 7 armor. The Spider at the Griffin hits him in the left leg with 2 medium lasers, the right and center torso rear with 2 medium lasers, and a small to the center torso rear, leaving him with 17 structure. The Griffin needs a 4 to stay standing, gets a 4. The Javelin automatically falls because he lost a leg, takes 3 to the left arm, critting on his lower and upper arm. Needs a 10 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets an 8. And we will punch the Griffin in the back on 7s. We hit him in the right arm for 3. Yay. You award kill credit for enemy ejections. Not usually. Only when it's very clear who got the kill in that scenario. Or if the mech was like basically almost dead and then they eject, then I'll give them the kill. But generally, as a general rule, I would say not usually for ejection. It'd have to be special circumstances, like what I'm seeing here, where there's very little left of the mech. We're down to 4 units out of 9. Ouch, we're at 70%. Primary outfor is at 51%. Unknown hostiles are at 27%, and the aircraft are still at 99%. Yeah, the Javelin is a immobile, abandoning unit. So that one, I said I was going to give that to the Wolverine, right? Vernita. Stiletto will be jumping to here, I think, and facing the Griffin. The Wolverine will be jumping to here and facing the Griffin. The quick draw can actually not quite make it off the field next turn. We'll go there and we'll flee next turn. And the spider will come over here and be barely evasive. Alright, the Javelin ejects, needs a 7, gets a 7. Stiletto at the Griffin on 7s. And that's going to be just everything. That puts us 9 over, which doesn't matter. The Wolverine on 6s and 8s. That's going to be everything. Quick draw doesn't really have anything. The spider at the Griffin on 7s. Alright, the Cronus at the Griffin hits him in the left arm with the large laser, medium pulse to the right arm, down to 1 and 0. SRMs to the right torso, right arm, critting on the lower arm, and the left torso critical for no effect. Wolverine at the Griffin hits him in the left torso and the left arm, critting on the shoulder and left arm and lower arm. Medium laser to the left leg, leaving him with 3 armor. The Griffin hits the spider in the left torso, leaving him with 6 structure. And the spider returns fire at the Griffin, hits him in the left arm, transferring into the left torso. The left leg down to 11 structure, but no crit. Griffin needs a 5 to stay standing, gets a 10. Wolverine will attempt to kick the Wolverine on a 5. Spider will not kick the downed pilot. Alright, the Wolverine kicks the Griffin in the left leg, which destroys it and transfers into the left torso, which knocks him down. He takes 6 to the left torso, but gets no crits. Needs a 10 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets an 8. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 3. The Cronus is at 9 heat. The Wolverine is at 1. Their Griffin is at 8 heat. We're still just under 70%. The primary outfor is at 38%. Unknown hostiles are at 23%. And the unknown hostiles have returned to the field. Yeah, we are going to get our butts away from here. As best we can. Alright, people fleeing the field, leaving us with 1 dude left. Their pilot is trying to flee the field. We will go for center mass against the Griffin on 4s and 6s, and we'll go 5 heat over for that. The Lucifer hits the Griffin in the center torso, right leg, the head, critical, the left arm, right leg, and left arm. The Sholigar hits him in the right leg, and the right leg and left torso. Ash hits the Griffin, the other Griffin, in the left leg and left leg transferring to the left torso, leaving it with 1 structure. Medium laser to the center torso, down to 2 armor. Medium laser to the left torso, transfers to the center torso, critting on his engine. And 5 SRMs to the right and center torso, critting on the gyro and the jump jet. We might. The pilot of the Griffin needs a 5 to wake up, gets a 5. We're at 5 heat. The Griffin is at 1. If we can kill this Griffin, we would get them. I don't know if they would be at 25% yet or not. They'd still have 4 out of 8 units, which is still half. Yeah, no, we're just gonna bug out. And now we don't get a say in what happens next. We just get to watch. Oh, aircraft are coming back. We've got stuff is going down. Flying off the map. Stuka. Okay. Any day now. I would like one of these teams to achieve all the victory conditions. Okay, there we go. Yes, we save the salvage. Okay, so it looks like the primary op 4 is the winner, I guess. No, we did not control the battlefield. These guys were not a total loss. They were able to flee. Speedy turns, yeah. So yeah, we've got some people who are MIA, some people who are KIA, mostly autocannon field gunners. This is why I don't like bringing infantry to a mech battle. The Griffin. No, we didn't get the kill on the Griffin. It was, where's 122? Wait. 122. There's the Javelin. And that one goes to Vernita. And she's the only one who got any kind of kill. We did not capture. We did not preserve. We also did not preserve there. This was a complete and utter failure. This was, in fact, a decisive defeat. Well, that could have gone better. In the repair bay, we've got the Blackjack, Ash's Archer, the Stalker, the Rifleman is still waiting on its parts. We're gonna need an LB-10X now. We might as well go ahead and purchase that now with a spare part. But you have to convert to spare parts first. First went well, second didn't. Average overall, right? Yin and yang. I don't know about all that. It would have been a lot better if it had been, you know, good missions both before and after. Oh crap. We had a supply. We have 2 of those in stock. Well, dang. That was a support point I didn't need to spend. So we've still got this pursuit mission due tomorrow and this diversion mission due the next day. And do we have anyone who can... Oh, they want us to use the artillery vehicles. No, we're not going to do that. We are not trying to... If the enemies are pursuing our artillery vehicles, things have gone very, very badly. Artillery stays in the back ranks where it can sit there and do nothing idly. We will be deploying something to that, but I haven't decided what yet. We can put the rifleman back in Mariana Lance. We've got some work to do. The Marauder's not going to be ready for another couple of days. The Stalker is going to have some major armor to replace. Mariana Lance might actually be our next deployment. They have just armor damage. The Wolverine and the Spider both took internal damage. Marauder is going to be a bit... Yeah, I don't know, the Rifleman is not going to be ready by tomorrow. We can see what we can do. Who's got the XP? Tamalika has XP. Tamalika has 19. I think that's the best we're going to do. So we're going to do all of these on 4s that we can. 30 minutes or less. We'll save that one for someone else. Hoser needs someone to paint his mech. Yeah, with oh, what was it? It was a Savannah Master, right? Halima. Okay, so that's one more mech off the list. Tamalika on a 5 has 16 minutes left. What can we do with that? Malika's at 21 XP actually. That's not bad. So who is next in line? Casa has 15 minutes. We've got a 15-minute job, that works out. Jamel has 5 XP and more importantly 141 minutes. Susan actually has 13 XP and a good amount of minutes. So we can have her knock out these other jobs. We'll have Veronica knock out this one. And Susan... No, we'll have Vic knock get started on play. That's extra time that we don't need. We can do that in 50 minutes. We'll have Veronica do that. The Stalker's gonna be a bit as well. We'll have Ethan reloading the ammo. The Hunchback is waiting on its leg. The Marauder. Okay, we've got the engine finished, so we can have Chris start installing that. We can do that in today and tomorrow. Okay, we might have the Marauder in time for tomorrow. That's exciting. We just have to put the arm back on. Which actually... Shoyab. Does Shoyab have his full time, or is he stuck at 300 minutes? Squab should only have 75 minutes available, so we're not going to use him. Otherwise, that will take forever. Shada. Shada has her full free time. She can get started putting this left arm on a 4. We've still got a couple of things left to put on here, but it's not going to happen if we keep failing. We are almost out of tech time. We can maybe get this SRM on. We've got Alexandru can do some armor. We've got Kai can do some armor. Alexandru can try to do some armor, barely on a 4. We're gonna have to have regulars putting in the ammo bins, and that's gonna be most of a day's job for each of them. Jamel should be able to do that. Fusion should be able to do that. The rest of those I'm going to have to save for tomorrow. The Clint is low priority, the Wolfhound is low priority. The Hunter, can we have Doodles try to knock that out? On a 4, yes we can. Alright, so the Stalker needs armor. The Marauder is almost done. Let's see. We'll have Kostya try to knock out that armor and fail. Kai. And maybe, why are these all 7? 145 minutes. Kai, how much time are you going to have tomorrow? You're going to have 180 minutes tomorrow. Should be enough to replace this armor. We'll see how that goes. And there goes the AC again. Sorry, guys. And I think that is where we're going to have to... Not necessarily calling it for the night just yet. We have a few more minutes. I just want... it's just a habit. I don't feel right saving, advancing the day without saving first. What do we have that needs repair or maintenance? We're not worried about the Clint. The field gunners, crippled. Down to 0 soldiers on both of those. Down to 14 soldiers, down to 18 soldiers. We are going to have to consolidate. We're going to have to put some people in the infirmary, lots of people. Those are all privates. Those can all go to Maru, I guess. Okay, so Maru is gonna get some XP for that. Yeah, fair amount. Okay, I don't know what else I can do today. I don't think anything. Okay. Where's the rifleman? Why is the rifleman not in the repair bay? Alright, might be Tonga Lance doing this mission tomorrow. It's part of the Lance on deployment. It only became part of the Lance on deployment after the battle, so I was just wondering if I don't know. Must be a little quirk of the programming. Pursuit track 0. What? Deployment date. Oh, deployment date is today because the deployment period is 3 days. See, the Atlas has taken some damage. Wyvern's taken a little damage. Petra did not. So if we take the Rifleman out, we might be able to... Oh no. Mariana is already deployed. So is Aleutian. So it's Galatea and Tonga are the only options we have. Tonga is waiting on the Stalker, which has very little armor on it, and Aleutian has the Wolverine missing an arm, the Spider taking pretty heavy damage to that left torso as well. You know what, we can talk about it on Discord, but yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna go ahead and save the campaign. We'll have to figure out where to go from here. We have to deploy something today, and we don't have anything ready today. So yeah, good times. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Reform the Lance. We could do that. Thanks for the game. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I would not be doing this without you guys. Time to invest in some reserve mech warriors to swap in and out of lances when needed. We could actually... I mean, we have some mech warriors, mostly regulars. We have some mechs. We just don't. It's the text that we're lacking. We have mech warriors and mechs. It's the technicians that we don't have. But anyway, yeah. We'll go ahead and call it here. Thanks for joining me. It's been a blast. I'll see you guys next week, and until then, have a good one. I'll see you then.